Okay. Ladies. Let's get it
Serious
together.
business.
Since the last time we, the three of us, the OG three,
The three amigos.
were together.
Amigas.
I went to Motor City Comic Con
So we've
I'm
heard.
so
Quit
jealous.
bragging.
and finished Lucifer.
Thank God. I've been waiting so long for you to finish Lucifer.
Okay, don't give her crap. I just finished Handmaid's Tale last week.
Katie, but you're like not really good at finishing things.
No,
though, so,
never.
like,
I don't finish anything.
You finished
I did. I had
I know.
2 episodes left for, I'm pretty sure, like a year.
I watched like 15 minutes of it and said, nope, I'm not, no.
I'm really into the dystopia stuff, so, like, it works.
It just seemed like it could be all too real.
It's really, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Because the lady who wrote the book
And I don't want
never put anything that didn't actually happen in it.
Yeah.
So everything you see happened to someone.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
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 Kind of messed up.
But you like the messed up.
It's a very good show.
Okay, so you give it,
She's insane in the membrane.
really?
I'm sorry. This bouncy ball is giving me so much energy right now.
Johna is podcasting while sitting on my exercise
Get some
ball.
exercise in there. Come on.
I've taken the stairs a lot in the past couple weeks.
I know. Okay, so before I get to the Lucifer cast, which was super fun to work with,
Lucifer.
while I was gone, Johna was a cat sitting,
Yes.
and she's complaining about how many stairs she had to walk.
2 flights.
Cat sit.
2 flights.
But like multiple times.
You gotta
a day.
prioritize your trips. So here's what you do. It's like when you bring the groceries into the house. All the stuff you're gonna need in one trip, figure it out later.
Yes.
Well, and then I had to like balance stuff in my, like food in my hands because I had to bring it up to
Your
the
life's
cats up
so
here.
hard.
It was hard. My knee was hurting when I got to work.
I'm sure the cats are very grateful.
They
Johna,
better be.
I do this every day.
I know.
And I'm almost old enough to
Do
be
you
your
have the
mother.
knees of an 80-year-old woman?
I do.
Right?
I don't exercise very much, so my knees are pretty weak.
Get to
honestly.
exercising.
But that is never all of the feedback I've ever received about watching our cats when we're gone. And it is
Too
crazy
many
because our
stairs.
cats have special needs. And you've got, Grayson, who, has 1,000 things that have to go. He basically
is true.
eats medicine soup twice a day.
That's true.
You know,
With
and
some
he
flavor.
does. But I've never
little
had
bit of
someone,
flavor.
it was like, oh, it went fine, but man,
Stairs.
I had to walk so many stairs.
Also, Melody like imprinted on me or something. Like I don't know what was going on. We were sitting on the couch and she just kept like touching me with her paw and staring at me really hard. And I was like, "So what's happening?
Yeah.
Am I yours now? Like is that what's happening?"
She's like, you have the food and you bring it to me.
The pictures that you sent were very funny. She's intense. Like when she decides she loves you, like it's real, and she needs to have that
Yep.
moment with you.
She was like, look me in the eyes. Tell me you love me.
Okay, Jonas Brothers.
So Motor City Comic Con was great. It was our first time as celeb photo ops working that show. For a first time show, there were obviously some things to be worked out, but we worked our butts off, and everybody was very nice. The Lucifer cast is I have to tell you. So it was Tom Ellis and Leslie Ann Brandt, who plays Mazikeen, and then D.B. Woodside, who plays Amenadiel. They are so much fun.
I bet.
Holy crap.
I see so much jealousy in Jonah's eyes.
I am so jealous.
They're really, really beautiful people, right? But they're totally
That you
normal,
didn't get
just
to
like
meet.
goofballs.
Thanks for reminding me.
So on day one, I was wrapping up Leslie Ann's photo ops because that's part of my job is to like come in and be like, okay, we've done last call and you're clear and you get to go, and they love to see me because that means they're done working. And I was like, I got to get a picture with you because you're the best part of the show. And she said, why didn't you say that when Tom and DB were around? And so I told her, I was like, you know what? I'll say that tomorrow. And she's like, okay.
Oh my goodness.
So then things got crazy on day two, and I really wanted to get a picture with D.B. Woodside because he was Principal Wood in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I imagine he's a huge man.
He's super tall.
Everyone's really tall compared to you, KJ.
That is true.
No, but he and Tom are both really, really tall.
Yes.
And so I missed his solo photos. I didn't have a chance to get in there and get a picture. So I was like, well, I'll get a picture when it's just him and Tom. Like I'll get a Lucifer sandwich, right? I'll get to stand in the middle. It'll be great.
Lucifer sandwich.
So I realized that the trio photos were going on, and I ran into the room, and they were getting ready to wrap up, and I was like, hey, wait, you guys, before you go, one more thing. And they turned around, and they're like, oh God, like, what's wrong? Like,
we got to take another picture.
We got to talk some business here.
She's going to yell at us.
And I pointed at Leslie and Brent. I said, she's the best part of the show. And they stood there for a second, and she just busted out laughing. And they're like, what? Not really. That's all I had left to tell you.
Oh, my gosh.
So, I mean, it was funny, except that then I realized I didn't get my picture with DB. And so I tried to sneak in the line when it was just Tom and DB and get my picture. And I was like, can I get in here real quick? And they both stopped and looked at me. And Tom said, oh, you want a picture with the inferior members of the show? And I was like, I totally hoped you wouldn't remember that.
Actually, yes.
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. And then I said, and could you come down here, please?
No, you're here for a picture with me.
They both had to, scoot down so that their heads were,
they should just bring a stool for you when they take pictures. They should have your own little stool.
It's ridiculous.
It says KJ on it.
So they were fantastic. I got a little Doctor Who fun in. There were tons of women who were cosplaying as the latest Doctor, the 13th Doctor. So I loved seeing that. Everybody's really getting into her. And if you missed it, they just released, it's just a photo, but it's the first photo from the next season. And it's Jodie Whittaker, and she's face to face with the Jadoon, which is one of the reoccurring evil alien races that shows up. So that, for Doctor Who fans, you'll be happy to know that there's some familiar stuff going on. One of the complaints or things that people didn't like as much about the first season with Jodie Whittaker was that it was all new. Like, there was no throwback to those.
We don't like change.
Those villains and those.
Well, she's a new Doctor, so of course there's not going to be any throwbacks.
I mean, it's not like American Horror Story where every season is different.
But, yeah. So what happens is, even though the Doctor changes, there's a lot of similar villains, if you will.
They keep having the same problems.
Yeah. The Daleks show up because it's he can move in time and space, but so can the Daleks, and so he'll face a new problem with the Daleks. She faced her last episode. There was a new problem with the Daleks, but they always
have problems.
There was nothing familiar about her first season. It was, I think, it was almost, for some people, it was almost too new. Too different. Too new. We have a new Doctor. We have 3 new companions, and we don't have that. The synergy of the show where, okay, it's a new Doctor, but we know how the Doctor deals with the Cybermen. So you'll be happy to know that there's familiar faces in the next season.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, and I got, if I can brag for a second.
Like you haven't already. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
David Tennant. He
10th Doctor.
10th Doctor.
Yeah. 10th Doctor.
The bad guy in Jessica Jones.
Also, Barty Crouch Jr. from Harry Potter, but you haven't gotten that far.
And
I will not get that
star of the new show Good Omens, which they are saying is a cross between Supernatural, Sherlock, and Doctor Who.
Oh, your faves.
Okay, well, that's only one show that I like.
Freaking amazing.
Sherlock's pretty good.
I
think
you would
it.
like Sherlock.
All right, guys, let's calm down.
The only complaint I have is that the show's episodes are movie length.
Yes.
And I can't commit to a movie, but I can commit to 3 or 4 TV episodes.
Okay, but they do 3 episodes that are 75 minutes. It's a mini-series.
I can't commit to a movie.
Yeah. But you only get 4 episodes a season. Yeah.
David, and then the girl that played Martha. Yes, Martha. The girl that played Martha. I know, it's all coming back to Martha.
It's always
Freeman,
Martha.
I can't think how to pronounce her last name, but she played Martha.
Martha.
The doctor. Martha, your name is Martha.
We can't ever say Martha normally.
I know. So I'm
Ever.
sitting there. I'm like, I can't even like look at her without thinking, Martha.
Your mom's name is Martha.
Wait a second. Your name is Martha. My mom's name was Martha.
You have to do it in your Batman voice.
Martha. Martha.
Get out of my face.
But when we got done, they were like, you were awesome. You were hustling. You were great. Thank you so much. I was like, I love you guys so much. I just kind of, I can't handle when I can't talk to these people because if they talk to me, I fan out. Right? Like
At me. Same.
I'm like, no, we need to keep working so that I ignore the fact that I'm totally freaking out in the same room with you. And when you look me directly in the eye and say something to me, then I lose my mind.
Me when I meet Chris Evans.
Whenever I've met, because in my line of work, not to brag, you meet a few famous people, right?
Love you.
Every single time, I'm like, wow, they're much shorter than I thought they were.
Except
Just
for,
like, everybody's short on TV. TV just makes you look taller.
except for Florida. He's huge.
Tom,
Except
he's
for
a
Flo
giant.
Rida.
you meet
He's
Tom
huge.
Ellis and DB Woodside. You
Well, the guy who played the governor on Walking Dead,
yes.
yes, he was way taller than I expected.
Yeah.
And that was my moment where I was like, oh,
I don't think we took away. There wasn't any big like breaking news out of Motor City Comic Con, but I will tell you if you have a chance to go, it was a very well run con and very fan friendly. So that was fun.
no. Where you need to go,
Yes,
Indie PopCon.
yes, PopCon Indy is happening June 7th through the 9th. We've got the guy from Rick and Morty.
Yes. Oh my God.
Wow.
Are you gonna be okay?
So excited about that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you know, Justin Roiland has not done a convention in well over 2 years. He rarely does
Don't
conventions.
scare him off, Johna.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
No,
Justin.
It's okay. Lots of people are excited. And I'm very happy for him because when we announced that he was coming to PopCon, we didn't know when the next season of Rick and Morty was going to happen. And so
I think it's the fall.
literally everyone was like, I can't wait to see him so I can ask him when there's more Rick and Morty. And now they've announced that it's the fourth season, I believe it is.
Yep.
They've announced a date for that. So he
It's
will.
in the fall, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
that's what I
So
thought.
Justin is going to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Asher Angel
Yes.
from Shazam
So cute.
is going to be here. We have a
little.
couple of Super Troopers coming.
Never seen it.
Oh my gosh. You should see Super Troopers. Johna, it's your kind of dumb funny.
Oh.
It's so dumb. And then I can talk to you and work meow into my conversation and you'll understand why. Not that you would think, as a crazy cat lady, you would probably just be okay if I started saying meow, like
Yeah.
just slipping it into the conversation. Like, hey, Johna, we're going to go get coffee, meow. You want to come?
As long as you're not constantly meowing, I think it'll be fine. Then I'd
Okay.
worry about your mental health.
Okay. Well, that you need to watch Super Troopers just so that
Okay.
you understand that. And you're going to be at PopCon.
Yes.
Look for the kind of nerdy girls at PopCon.
What'd you say, June 7th through the 9th?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I need to put that on my...
It's worth a drive. If you're not listening in Indianapolis, it's worth a drive. And it's a really great con if you've never been to one. It's very
It is.
first time goer.
Bring
friendly.
all your money.
Yeah.
And it's pop culture, so you don't need to like people. I talked to a guy the other day. He's like, "I've never even picked up a comic." I said, "It's not a comic con. It's a pop culture con."
PopCon.
Have you ever watched a TV show or watched a movie or read a book or listened to
I
a
hope so.
song? Oh, you know who was at Motor City Comic Con that's coming to PopCon is Hodor.
Hodor.
He was
Hodor.
there last year, right?
Hodor.
Christian Nairn.
that giant,
Yes.
that
Hodor.
giant guy.
Yes.
Hodor.
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 That
So
giant guy?
he is
Yes.
bringing
Hodor.
his party. He is an extremely talented, accomplished DJ. Like he mixes like no other. Like
Hodor.
for real, Jonna.
It just
He-
cracks me up because he's so big.
He's so
He's like a-
right.
He's like a literal giant. He's just up there teaching.
You have to be if you're toting Bran around for a couple seasons.
Christian is going to be hosting the official PopCon after party, which is Rave of Thrones. And,
Oh my god.
and Jason David Frank, the Power Ranger, is
Which
also
Power Ranger?
going to be there.
What color Power Ranger?
Yeah,
See the green Power Ranger?
probably.
The red Power Ranger is coming too, but I don't know that he's hosting the Rave of Thrones party with Hodor. But I know that there's a red one coming.
Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about how Bran got carried.
I did spoilers.
Literally
Spoilers.
got carried around the entire
Okay, well, let me tell you.
the entire run of Game of Thrones.
Bran is the example of I did nothing and I still won.
Yes,
And I love
Everything
it.
I aspire to be.
I love everything about it.
you do.
Yes, because he is so pointless and I love it.
But okay,
Everybody else is problematic. He did nothing.
he did nothing.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
deserved nothing.
Well, no one else deserved anything. Daenerys is losing her mind. She's like, you know what? No mercy in this dojo.
Yeah.
Let's burn this place down. You know?
No mercy in this dojo.
Yeah, let's burn this place down.
Stop.
And John's like, oh no, what has my girlfriend become?
Yeah.
What have I done? Pet / aunt. Jamie's like, you know what? 8 season of character development. Goodbye.
Yes.
I love you, Cersei. Whatever. Cersei's like, all the time anyway.
Did you see the still photo of Tyrion standing over the rocks?
Mm-hmm.
And there's an arrow and it says, so if Cersei and Jamie would have moved 10 feet, they wouldn't have died.
Yeah, well, not only did they forget to edit out the coffee cup, they also forgot to edit out 2 water bottles in the finale.
Yeah.
They just
So
did
it's
not
just-
care.
They really phoned it
Well,
in.
it's just an example of, like, it felt rushed, right?
It was rushed.
And that's,
They
I
had
think,
like
just an
a
example.
year to do all of this.
Oh, but here's the thing: like the way that Game of Thrones worked for the first 7 seasons, it was a very slow developing.
Yes.
You were watching things happen and things move around
But that's
and go.
why you like it, because it's drama and all the
Yeah.
pieces are starting to interconnect. And then they're like, oh, crap, we got 4 episodes left to cover everything.
And so then they really covered nothing.
Yes. But they
Very-
also didn't have the direction of the guy who actually wrote the book, because
Yes.
the book is not wrote yet.
Time out. The
Grammar's
book is
hard.
not wrote
It's
yet.
not been writ, sorry.
Written.
But
Yeah,
so like you
Jada has a.
you have no
degree in
direction
English.
and you're like, well, I mean, I guess we can make it whatever
So,
we want.
Here's what George R.R. Martin told the TV guys. He told them the main points of how he's going to end it. Now he has come out and said, I just want you to know when I write the book that it has a different ending.
Yeah, somebody asked him about it in a blog. He answered, quote, yes and no, and yes and no, and yes and no, and yes. That
But
was
he
his
has
answer.
no plan to put it out anytime soon.
No, it's
But
going
I
to take him a
think-
while.
How rude.
Rude, yes, but brilliant, because now everybody who hated that ending is going to
Yep.
buy that book. Even if
However-
you never read the books, now you're going to.
However-
Even if you just read the last
A
one.
new poll just came out that said something like 60% of people are fine with it.
Well, that's because 60% of people are like, it's a TV show. What
Exactly.
am I going to do?
Now,
Yeah.
am I happy my boy Bran ended up on top? Absolutely.
Your boy.
My boy.
She loves Bran.
Doing
Has
nothing.
he been your
Getting
boy?
an A in the group project for doing nothing. And all he does is scowl at people, and I love it.
And
But
he-
it's because Isaac Hempstead Wright can't actually see.
Okay.
He wears glasses.
Yes, he does.
And he can't wear glasses because I guess the past didn't have glasses,
True.
right?
Yeah, but there's a thing that we have, in these modern times called contacts.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I was just about to say that exact same thing.
Not in Game of Thrones,
Okay.
right? My girl Sansa, Queen of the North.
I was happy with
Love
that.
it.
Sansa needed to rule something.
Yes. No, well, no.
She should have been-
She deserved better.
She
But-
should have been queen.
Yes.
She should have
But
been on the
she
throne.
ended, well, I mean, she killed 2 husbands, so she deserves it at this point.
She
And I'm
deserves what? To only be queen of the
to be in
north?
charge.
Right. No, Sansa. Sansa should have been on the throne.
Yes.
But I was proud of her when she's like, all you idiots who are just going to give this to my brother who has literally done nothing.
Yeah.
Guess what, brother? I love you, but you're not
Peace.
getting
Yeah.
my land.
John going back to the north, which is really kind of where I expected it to go anyway, because
Yeah.
he's kind of inconsequential in the end. But I
Right.
like that all the big stuff they built up for
Didn't matter.
doesn't matter. Like, nobody cares that he's a Targaryen.
His lineage didn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nobody cares that Arya ended up like a face-shifting assassin or whatever. They forgot about that.
They didn't do anything.
Yeah,
with it.
nope,
Like,
skip that.
that was one of the things
Right.
where I was like, what was the point of that? She had all of this power. She could have done so many things.
She just wants to go adventuring.
And she just stared at a white horse.
Yeah.
And they didn't explain the
Right.
white horse.
I like that someone pointed out that Bran let an entire city burn because he knew he was going to be king.
He's like, I'm also going to sit back and do nothing about all of those people.
This Night King don't scare me.
Yeah.
But like they built up the Night King to be so much more of a problem than he was.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, done. whatever.
Well, yeah.
And I wish they'd have done more with that.
Yes, I agree.
Like, I wish it would have been a huge, big ending as opposed to, like, here's the epilogue, is what it felt like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you know, Cersei not going out by, you know, someone getting revenge.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
But to be fair, like, not everybody does get revenge. I'm just disappointed in Jaime Lannister. I expected better of him.
I know, he was my favorite character. Like, he started out so terrible, and like you said, he had all this great character development.
Right.
And then I'm like,
They cut
really?
his
You're just
hand
going to
off.
go back to your crappy sister and die?
They cut his hand off, and he
Dang,
really started to become a better person. And then, like, the whole Brienne of Tarth thing, like...
He broke her heart.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then she writes nice
What a
things about
butthole.
him.
Right.
I was like, girl, drag his ass.
Right. He did her so wrong, and
Did
then
her
she
dirty.
kept her promise and wrote nice things about him.
Yeah.
She a good one, boy.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She is a good one.
Yeah. And I like that Sir Bronn ended up the master of coin.
That was very funny.
I thought that was
Yes.
hilarious.
Yes.
I like that Sam got treated right.
Yeah.
Just kind of coasting through life, and now he's in charge.
Yeah.
Which
Good
is what
for
I love.
Sam.
Yep.
I wish that
I feel like-
you know. I wish that Arya hadn't been alone. Like, I mean,
No, she wanted to be alone.
I
She don't
know.
care about no titles and whatever. And she told Gendry, she's like, listen, I told y'all like 8 seasons ago, I am not a lady. And don't treat me like that. And he did it. So, sorry, bro. You know, I love Gendry, right? But sorry, man.
I will tell you, I can't. I wish that I could put it into this podcast, but I don't own the audio, so I cannot. But Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, happens to be my favorite team.
Coincidentally.
He is, so because I've followed his career, he is a very composed guy, right? Like in you know, the interviews after games and stuff, he's always just like very business, matter of fact, this is, you know, what we need to do. And they interviewed him in the locker room about Game of Thrones because he's such a big fan. He actually got to be in the battle. Like, you would have missed him. He was just basically an extra, but he got to be in his favorite show, which is awesome, right?
Right?
Like
I want that.
if you could have a moment, just even if nobody ever saw you, but you got to be on
You
set.
would know.
And
Yeah.
You would know. You're like, I was right there. And it's the most animated I've ever seen him. And he's like, Brad had the best story. What are you talking about? Sansa had a better story.
To be fair,
Like,
they just ignored the whole Three-Eye Raven thing. They're
he
like,
didn't do anything. He did not have a great story.
you
It
know.
was, and then like, you know, we're gonna call him Bran the Broken.
Yeah, right. I love that.
I'm like, come on, Terry. That's the best.
It's like
we
calling
can
him
come up
Bran
with.
the wheelchair man.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have anything
That
to
has
do
a better
with
ring
him.
to it,
Right.
but that has nothing to do.
Doesn't have anything to do with him.
No.
You could have picked up, like, he had the whole Three-Eyed Raven nickname already.
Right.
But, like, you could have called him Brandon, like
Yeah.
his mom did. But nope.
No.
Brandon the gets pushed out of windows guy. I don't know. Broken is what we're going with.
I will tell you, if you are mad and you're like, well, I'm just going to read the book when it comes out, you need to start reading the books because there are so many characters and so many things different about the TV show and the books.
I love the books.
You can't just read the last book because you were mad at the last season. You're going to have to invest.
Books and shows have never 100% synced up, ever.
No. Not even Harry Potter, which
Right,
I
we
thought they
learned
did
that.
a fantastic job with the Harry
We were
Potter
like,
movies.
Voldemort was supposed to die like a man. But no, I guess not.
Well, and you know,
Everybody gets mad. you
Jenny
know?
Weasley was supposed to be a badass.
Yeah,
and
well.
she's really not in the movies.
Just wipe that. Just
Yeah.
forget that. Nope.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of things that get lost in translation. And like a book can be however long you want it to be.
Yes.
You can put however much detail or stuff you want to put in it.
Mm-hmm.
But a movie can only be so much.
Yes.
TV can only be so much.
And speaking of TV can only be so much, are you aware that the CW TV shows are leaving Netflix?
Can we not talk about that? Because my feelings are very, very hurt about that.
Well, I think this is a safe place.
My
where
heart
you can
is
share
so
your
broken
feelings.
because I just started watching Arrow yesterday.
You better hurry up.
I know, but like
What season are you on?
the newest one, 7.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's only got the one left.
I know, but like I'm not caught up on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend yet, which I have to do after I watch Arrow, and I'm not caught up on Jane the Virgin yet, which I have to do after I watch Crazy
Didn't they
Ex-Girlfriend.
cancel that?
Yeah, all of those shows are going off.
What is the CW doing?
Well, you know,
Canceling everything.
They're getting a bunch of new shows,
they're
though.
gonna, I think they're banking everything on Batwoman.
Yeah, let's talk about Batwoman.
Yeah.
Let's talk about my woman crush,
Yeah, Ruby Rose.
I'm here for it.
She was meant to be Batwoman.
Yeah, she was.
I hope that everything around her is written and cast well because she is Batwoman.
Yeah, she is.
Have you seen the trailers? Do you care? I can tell from. I can always tell.
Lied to
Didn't
me.
watch it.
Katie gets like all glazed over, like she does not care.
Whenever we talk about things I don't want to talk about or not interested in, of course.
Katie
All right.
lied to me. I asked her if she watched
Well,
the
if
Batwoman
I
trailer,
said
and she
no,
told
you
me
were gonna
yes.
make me watch it at work, and I don't want to watch it.
You literally make me watch trailers that I don't want to watch all the time.
No, I know.
She made me watch the Star Wars trailer,
Oh,
the
Star
It
Wars.
trailer. No, for real.
She made you watch the It trailer?
Yeah.
It wasn't even that.
Well,
scary.
from now on, tell her you saw it.
She's mean to me.
Saw it.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. Well, and
I'm
when
just gonna start being rude and walking away when she pulls it up to show it to me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm too busy, can't watch it.
Oh no.
what about the Stranger Things?
Oh, I can't wait for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Tell
I'm
me.
excited.
All right, tell me about it.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
So excited. Okay, A first.
Go ahead, Katie.
First, A.
Yeah.
Coke has decided to bring back crappy new Coke.
Hey, I liked New Coke.
You were the only one
No.
in the whole 80s
What's
that
New
liked
Coke?
New Coke.
Okay.
So they redid the formula
Ew.
back in the 80s,
Why would
and they
they do
named it
that?
New Coke. And it was such a gigantic flop, and everyone hated it. 2 months later, they went back to the original formula.
And then they had to call it Coca-Cola Classic for a
Yeah.
while.
You
for
guys
people to
know-
Because everybody's
understand.
like, we don't like New Coke.
You guys know what's funny is I was just watching an episode of Futurama today where they were talking about because they drink Slurm or whatever because it's addictive.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna make new Slurm and it's gonna be terrible,
And then they're gonna buy more originals.
and then they're gonna take it off the shelves and bring back classic Slurm, and then they can jack up the price for it.
exactly what Coca-Cola
That's
did.
exactly what they did. However, I will say, New Coke was I am a Pepsi drinker. This is not an endorsement. And don't be mad. I mean, like that's what my parents drank, so that's what I drank. So
My
like,
grandma drank RC. You don't see me drinking that RC.
Oh, I do still like a good RC cola. Oh yeah.
It reminds me of my grandma's house.
Oh, did you not like your grandma? Did terrible
not
things
RC.
happen to you?
My grandma used to buy me Coke.
Just not RC.
All right, so Pepsi's what I grew up on. So I thought New Coke, the thing that
Or
Coke
like
drinkers didn't like
generic
about
cola.
New Coke was that it tasted more like Pepsi.
Yeah, watered down Coke, which is exactly why I don't like Pepsi now.
Pepsi isn't watered down Coke.
Yes,
Pepsi
it is.
sweeter, and I like them both. I'm not a
The only good thing
I don't
Pepsi
really
had
care.
going for it ever was Britney Spears for a while there.
For a while.
Not a fan of Pepsi.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I'm one of those people when I'm at a restaurant and I say I'll have a Pepsi, and they say we only have Coke. Is that okay? I'm like,
See, when people
Yeah,
are like,
I'm
oh,
fine.
we
I'm
only
gonna
have
be okay.
Pepsi, is that okay? I die a little inside.
Man,
I'm like,
whatever.
no, I guess I'll have a Dr. Pepper because it's the least awful
We've
one.
started keeping Coke at our house because of you two Coke snobs.
I bought it.
I bring my own.
I brought
Yeah,
my
you
own
did.
Coke.
Yeah. I'm like, leave it here because I'm
Yep.
not buying you Coke.
I keep a can of Coke in my purse at all times.
Yeah, every time I come to KJ's house, she's like, make sure you bring a Coke. I'm like, oh, great.
I have a can in my purse at all times.
Do you?
That's
Do you drink it warm?
yeah, she does.
I don't care. Yeah.
Fun fact
She's
about
weird.
Katie: she doesn't refrigerate anything.
No, I do
It's
not
weird.
refrigerate drinks. The only thing I have in my fridge right now is milk, protein milk,
I hope
and
your
water.
milk's in the fridge. God, that would be terrible.
So you just drink just a warm Coke.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
That's gross.
You are disgusting.
it
You're
lives in my
gross.
purse. It's either going to be hot or cold.
As a matter
or
of fact, Katie knows so little about how to
refrigeration.
how to make a warm drink cold that when we did our podcast from her house, she didn't know that she actually had these like reusable ice cubes in her freezer.
To be fair, they gross me out.
She's like, we don't have ice. And I did not accept that as an answer. I'm like, everybody has
Snip
ice.
it through my freezer.
So I would. I did. I'm like, I do not accept that as an answer. And I
can
open
chip
up
some
your
off the
freezer.
side.
I open up your freezer, and what did you have? I'm like,
Those
ice
like
cubes.
fake plastic,
The
like
fake, right? But
They do the same job as ice.
they
They're
were
ice.
they chill a drink without watering it down.
Yes, that is true.
And you had them, and you could have been using them.
I have always, forever, my whole life, had those in every freezer we've ever had forever. and I've never once acknowledged them.
I
Why
know,
do you
because
have them?
They'd never.
I don't know.
Maybe for guests, for people like us. I don't know.
Who
I
like
used to
cold
have
drinks?
an ice cube tray. I just stopped refilling it.
It's just sitting in the
My
freezer all
freezer's
sad
full
and
of
cold.
ice cream and puppy ice cream. Like, that's all I got going on.
You have puppy ice cream?
Yeah, I bought it at the store yesterday.
Lord.
So it was like this little thing, and I was like, puppy ice cream, very interesting. And the lady
Yes.
saw me looking at it. She's like, you should buy it and tell me how it is, because I've been thinking about getting it. I'm like, well, sold. You got me. So I went home, and you make it. So,
Wow.
like, you mix warm water with the powder,
Ah, too much.
and then you put it in the freezer,
That is
much.
way too much work.
right?
way
And I
too
was
much
like,
work.
well, for my son, anything.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like actual like ice cream
They
that
sell
was
that
already
too.
frozen.
Right.
They sell that, too. So I did it.
Then why'd you
And I
get the
made
one
it.
that's work?
Anything for my son. So I made it, put it in the freezer. He's going to try it tonight when I get home.
Oh, please, will you post that on the
It
kind
was
of nerdy
vanilla
page?
or birthday cake
Will you
flavor.
go Instagram live on the kind of nerdy girls
Please.
I don't even
page?
think I know how to do that.
It's not that hard.
You know how to post an Insta story?
No?
I'm gonna come to Katie's house tonight, and I'm gonna go live on our Twitter page.
Would you please?
I will.
Thank you.
Katie's
My
not
baby
gonna.
boy
She's not
needs a
gonna let me
haircut.
in though.
All right, let's see. A couple of notes. We have Pints and Paws Play, which is the official PopCon event for pets. That is on
You mean-
June 5th.
PetCon. PupCon.
Stop.
Pints and Paws Play. Don't try to give it a different name,
PupCon.
but you can bring, kitties or turtles or
Turtles?
goats or whatever
Then
your
it's
pet
not
is.
pup-
The
Fun.
most common pet.
That's why it's called
turtles.
pets.
Yes.
And Paws Play.
If you have a turtle, I'm sorry that Katie is
Turtles
belittling
freak me
you.
out. I love turtles.
But there's
I
a-
would never care for a turtle.
You're so
That's
weird.
fine, but
They're needy.
somebody listening right now
You're
might love
needy.
their turtle, and you
Only
are
one of
making
us
them
can
feel
be
bad about
needy
it.
in the house, and it's me. But
Anyway.
not my dog.
Anyway,
Anyway, if you have a turtle and you want to come to Pints and Paws Play,
we
that's
love you
great.
and your turtle.
Please bring your turtle.
It is a benefit for Indy Humane,
I
but it's
love
free to
them.
get in.
I love them.
And we're going to be doing pet trivia, and then
trivia.
so you can find all of this if you go to kjonair.com. It'll take you to my Facebook page.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I know KJ's trying to wrap up right now because she always does our events and stuff like
She
towards
starts
the
talking
end.
fast.
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
end. Yep.
But you never told me how you liked the end of Lucifer.
Oh,
Going backwards.
okay, all
Like
right,
really
yeah.
far back.
Oh yeah, bringing it back to Lucifer. I loved it.
Yeah?
yeah. I mean, I don't like that the way it ended
Same.
could be an ending.
I know.
I don't
same.
like that. Like there was no real cliffhanger.
Yeah.
If they don't make
I'm
another
actually
one.
going to watch the show at some point, so I'm going to step out.
Oh, okay. All right. Bye, Katie. If they make any more, I think there are places they can go with it, but they wrapped it like just in case they
Yeah.
don't make more. There's no way. It's like the biggest thing on Netflix right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone, I mean, I think people like us who have been burned by Fox so many times.
Fox.
That you're like, I'm not watching this show. I know what you're going to do. You're going to make a big deal out of it. Then you're going to move it to Friday nights because you decide you didn't like it anymore. Then
Yep.
you're going to cancel it. I know how this goes. And so it took us a little bit. Like I was at season 1. I wanted to watch it so bad, but I was like, I am not doing that. I'm not having my heart broken. So we waited a little bit and we're like, okay, it got renewed. So maybe we'll get into it.
Right.
And it got moved to Friday nights. And I'm like, son of a here we go again. So Netflix has brought it back. I would be shocked with the response that they would not continue it.
I mean, they probably left it like that just in case, but I was very sad at the end. Spoilers that
Yes.
Lucifer went back to hell.
I know.
I was so upset, and I was like, "What?" But Chloe was like, "I love you," and I was like, "But why do you have to leave? She loves you so much."
It was the only way. It was the only
I feel like they
way.
could have did something.
You
else.
had to get.
It's all Eve's fault.
Yeah, I know.
blame
But you
her.
know what? Eve was a great character. You did not know what she was going to do. She was
Yes.
complex. She wasn't just the insert new girl here to break up the main characters because we can't have them having a happy ending or it ruins the show.
Yeah.
Like she was unpredictable and you disliked her, but then you felt bad for her. And I mean, like I thought
I didn't feel that bad for her.
I don't think I wouldn't say that I loved her as a character, but I appreciated that it was some out of the box thinking as far as how
Yeah.
to introduce another character into the show that takes the show in a different direction without that, like, oh, he loves someone else now, so we're all going to hate her.
But
and they're going to hate each other because they didn't hate each other.
They didn't. And it was so weird because I thought that she was going to be so, like, when she found out how Lucifer felt about Chloe, she was just going to be like, oh, well, I have to destroy Chloe at all costs. And she wasn't like that at all. Like, she was just like, Chloe, you're so great and you're so amazing. And I was like, wow, I'm really conflicted about, I want to hate you so much, but, like, you're so nice and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. And I love what they continue to do with Mazikeen's character. Again, very complex, but very real. They do a good job of reminding you that she's a demon, but making you love her like a human.
Honestly, if Amenadiel and Linda, like, don't get married, like, I just don't know what I'm going to do.
Really?
Yes. Okay. I ship them so hard.
Oh.
I love them together. And they got a baby now.
Got a baby.
They got a little baby.
Right, we have to stop talking because Katie came back in the room.
How did you feel about the musical episode, though? Like, how did you feel about that whole scene with the musical? I loved it.
I thought it was fun.
I was here for it. I was like, I need this whole episode to be a musical.
Well, I think because of the way they've developed the show and developed the characters, that it fit in. It wasn't, it wasn't one of those shows. It's like, we're going to do a musical just to be different.
Yeah.
It similar to how the musical with Buffy was. Like it didn't seem like it was out of place.
Yeah.
And I thought that they were great. The Ella, she can dance.
Yeah.
She got some moves.
Amy Garcia from George Lopez.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So, yes, I was happy with it, but sad at the idea that maybe they were saying this is it.
Yeah. It better not be. At Netflix, please.
Right. Well,
do not cancel Lucifer.
All right. Well, I'm going to say this is it for this episode of The Kind of Nerdy Girls. Please follow us. If you would subscribe on YouTube, that would be great. And
Say
give us a nice rating. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, keep that 5-star rating going and say nice things. We love you for that. We love Katie for everything that she provides to the show.
What's happening? Sounds like we're trying to fire her.
No, we've missed Katie. She hasn't been on the last few episodes.
That's because I'm lazy.
You are, but thanks for having a little motivation and coming over. The show is always better when you're here, Katie.
What do you want from me?
Sometimes it's better when Johna's here, but not always.
Why are you being nice to me?
I know. I'm honestly the worst.
Really, and if it was me, it would just be terrible. So.
What are your motivations?
Look, it's good when you're here because me and KJ are constantly agreeing on things, and you're always the contradiction to what we're saying.
That's my favorite thing to be.
Yes.
Is the one who ruins it for everybody else.
Thank you. You do it so well.
I know. I'm so good at it.
Thank you for being such a fun killer.
Yep, that's my job.
All
Fun
right.
killer. That's my business card title.
Katie the Fun Killer.
My name.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Fun killer.
Katie the Fun Killer. Get it trending. Hashtag Katie the Fun
Start
Killer.
handing it out.
Thank you very much for listening. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Stitcher, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts.
If you're listening to us, you already found us.
And no, because I've noticed that the most listens are coming from the website, which means they're clicking through and listening when I post it on Facebook, which is great. But if you want to listen in your car, a lot easier, you can listen on the apps.
Yeah, if you subscribe, usually in most apps you get, if you have notifications on, it'll tell you when a new episode gets posted.
And when it's a longer episode, like this one, holy crap, it will, if you're listening to it in one of the apps, it will pick up where you left off. So
that's always nice.
Yeah, so you can listen to 15 or 16 minutes in the car, and then when you get back in, it's just like, whoop, here's where you were.
Oh, I never do that. I'm like, oh, well, I have to finish this episode, I guess. I do the same thing on Netflix. I'm like, I could leave and come back halfway through.
This is why you're late to a lot of things.
I'm late to everything. I'm chronically late.
Yes. Okay. Well, why don't you please listen to The Kind of Nerdy Girls in Apple Podcasts or Stitcher
fashion.
or even Castbox. They all will keep your place, and you can come back to it later. Thank you. Have a great day. We'll just end with...
Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
We'll just end with Katie, the Fun Killer.
Yeah, that's me. What can I say that's going to ruin this?
Go ahead.
Have a nice day. Or don't. I don't care.